Good morning, fourth graders, and welcome to session 1 of your first unit of study for Reader's Workshop, Interpreting Characters. And I am so excited for this unit because we get to read a really fantastic book and do a lot of really great activities that are going to make you guys even better readers. So this unit is really awesome. I love teaching this unit probably the most of all the units. And it's because I just think that looking at characters and getting to study character development, and along with the awesome book that we get to read, it's just one of my favorites. Our goal today is to learn that in order to grow strong ideas based on evidence, you have to read intensely and pay attention carefully as you read. So you're not just sitting and aimlessly reading. You are going to use your brain to read intensely. How do you read intensely? Can you guys pause this right now and try to think of some things you could do that would help you read intensely? So one thing you can do is choose a book that you really want to read. Read the book as though you're in the book and figure out the confusing part. So those are 3 things that I think of right away. If I want to sit down and read a book, I want it to be one that I have a desire to read. If I look at something and I'm like, that is not a book I want to read, I'm not going to be able to read it intensely. I also want to read the book as though I'm in the book. So doing things like visualizing, pretending I'm actually in the story, putting myself in there, imagining that it's me as the character and it's happening to me. That's going to help you read intensely. And then also figure out the confusing parts. So sometimes the books we read are tricky and we have to go back and we need to figure out, wait a minute, I thought the other character was doing that. And so when you come to a point in a book where you are questioning the storyline or a character, take the time to go back and figure out those confusing parts. So thinking about how you read intensely, we're going to use our anchor chart and we'll revisit this each day in our mini lesson. But our focus for this first unit is reading intensely, or for this first bend, is reading intensely to grow ideas. So finding a book we want to read, we just talked about, read as if you're in the book, figure out those confusing parts. And then some of these other ideas are think about important things to talk about later, do the work that the book is requesting, find the flow of the book, and make a movie in your mind, so visualizing. We are going to do a quick activity. So I want you to actually pause this and go get a book. Find a book that you are reading or one that you want to read and pause this to go grab it. Hopefully you went and grabbed a book, and we're going to practice doing this together. So to read intensely, you need to sit up tall and take note in your head about what is important and going on in the story. You should be focusing intently. So let's practice, okay? So I want you to pause this now, and for 5 minutes, I want you to practice reading with intensity, okay? Really sitting up, paying attention to what you're reading, and then come back. All right, hopefully you just spent the last 5 minutes practicing how to read intensely. And do you see how when you really actively do that, it helps you be a better reader? So let's try to read all of our books with that intensity. What you're going to be doing next is you're going to be listening to the first chapter of our book, The Lemonade War. And while you're listening to that story, I want you to take time for you to imagine that you're actually in the story, The Lemonade War. You're going to listen to the book as it is read to you, and I want you to truly think about what you see, what you hear, what you would smell, touch, and how you would feel if you were the 2 characters in chapter 1. So go ahead and hit the second link, The Lemonade War, chapter 1, and you're going to hear a male voice reading it. And the reason that we did this is We have somebody who already has recorded this, and we really liked how you get to see each of the pages because there are some visuals and stuff throughout the book. So you are going to hear a male voice, and he is going to be the one reading to you. But as you're listening, I want you to be actively imagining that you're in the story and what you think, hear, smell, feel, and touch. And then in the discussion, I want you to answer the questions. So listen to the story first, then go to the discussion. Off you go.